Hello, everybody. So very nice of you to be here. And as you can read, the title of my talk is OK Boomer. And I'm going to tell a story about how Witt use WhatsApp in their marketing. I thought before, however, I started off, it would be prudent to ask the audience here, who here self-identifies as a boomer? Not many hands are going up. That's fine, just a few. Perhaps not everybody is comfortable either to reveal their generational identity. Sadly, it's a thing that it's become something of a trend to be very critical of the baby boomer generation, which is, of course, one of those things that just don't make any sense, right? So that's not what we're doing today. I am, of course, not a baby boomer. I'm very much a millennial, you know, skinny jeans, ankle socks, that's me. Yeah, I see a lot of millennials in the house. I, however, do often feel a bit like a baby boomer on many occasions. I mean, sometimes when my back hurts, but mostly whenever I'm observing the generation under me, you know, Gen Z, and how they spend their time, and it's just hard for me to comprehend that as others. But we are not here today to talk about Generation Z or millennials. We will talk a little bit about boomers, but most of all, we will be talking about a booming marketing channel that holds a very big promise for e-commerce. And of course, there I'm talking about WhatsApp marketing, WhatsApp newsletters, or how we call it at Userlike, WhatsApp campaigns. So we believe that the days of static messages, mass messages going out to an audience are coming to an end. And that these days, to really stand out, to really connect with your audience, you need to engage with them. And what is a better way to engage than through a conversation? That's what we believe at Userlike. And my name is Pascal. I am the CEO at Userlike. And for the last 13 years or so, we have been working on helping businesses with our software to transition to more modern, innovative ways of communicating with our customers. And the WhatsApp campaigns has been the latest addition to our product. And from the great businesses that we've met along the way and that have become our customers, I brought with me what I believe is a very interesting case to share with you today. And namely, that is the case of Witt Group, which is part of the Otto Group. And Witt is an omnichannel retailer. And they have as their main target audience, they have women of 50 years and above. Now, mostly when I talk with people about WhatsApp communication, in customer communication, they understand that, okay, this makes sense, it's valuable to reach the younger audiences. But that's exactly why I think that this case today is is so interesting, because it shows that WhatsApp is a very strong and powerful channel across all generations. And to prove that point, I give a little sneak preview of the numbers of what they achieved implementing this new channel for them. 80% open rates, which is of course amazing compared to email. 2% conversion rate, which is also around about 10x what you would normally expect with email direct marketing. So it really works. And the question is, how did they achieve this, right? That's what we're going to dive in today. And of course, starting with how did they get started? So what you need to understand about Witt is that they've always been kind of innovative. So as you can see here, they have been using our website chat and WhatsApp as a support and sales channel already for quite many years. So good thinking, Witt. But then, yeah, the question is, okay, why expand to WhatsApp as a newsletter channel, right? And there, what you need to understand is that WhatsApp is something of a game changer, really, for marketing purposes. I think for 3 reasons. One, it's personal, right? Like your messages will end up in the middle of the list of friends and family. 2, it's instant, which means that you won't actually lose get lost in the email inbox of your customers. And 3, it converts, right? So it's 10 times around on average as much as email. So you could say it's direct marketing without the pain, right? And as I said, Witt was already a customer of ours, and then they reached out to us because they wanted to give this a try. And they reached out to us with a pilot for one of their brands, Xi'an. And this is one lesson that we have learned and that we also always then recommend to businesses, especially when they have multiple brands, right, or when they are multinationals, that they start out on a limited scope and that they don't just try to roll it out all at once, because whether it's, in this case, WhatsApp marketing, or whether it's AI or chat or other types of channels, mostly these are new channels, right, where you have very much your own learnings to make, right? So they did this They did this very well, and yeah. Fast forward to today, they have changed it from a pilot to a very strong revenue driver that outcompetes email, right? So how did they get there? And that's the story I want to run you through. And there we start with the main challenge. The first challenge of getting started with WhatsApp is, how do you actually get subscribers? And yeah, because that's something that we see that's often going wrong, basically, is that people have a bit of an assumption, okay, if I build it, they will come. And that's, of course, not how it works. And if there's one thing I've learned from 13 years running a business, having 6 years kids, being together with a partner for 10 years, is that behavior is very, very hard to change, right? And for your customers, WhatsApp is a new channel, right? So there has to be, for them to join, we believe there needs to be 3 things in place. A, it needs to be obvious. B, it needs to be attractive. And C, it needs to be easy. Luckily, Xi'an understood this, and they did it in quite a smart way, and they were quite successful at driving signups. So here you see what they did on their website first is that they implemented a banner all over their website, indicating the offer, making their customers aware of the possibility to subscribe. Then that banner would come to a landing page where there was a really great offer, so making it enticing, making it attractive to join, giving a clear benefit. And they made it very easy to join by subscribing, scanning the code with your phone, the QR code, and getting in the flow, basically. So if you want to try it out here, you can scan it here and it will work, and you will receive some beautiful marketing messages from Witt Group. But we will also show now, okay, how does it look? How does it look from a consumer perspective? And that you see, yes, over here. So the first step is that you scan the code, right? And that then sends you to WhatsApp. And there will be a predefined message that the consumer sends. Then, because we are in Germany, GDPR, data privacy, is very important. That is very much possible with WhatsApp, but there needs to be a double opt-in. So the message you see there is basically counts as a double opt-in. And then the flow starts, right? And there you see they're doing something very interesting that I want to highlight. They are collecting the email address. And that is, maybe why do they collect the email address? The first point is that they want to connect the phone numbers with the email addresses of the shopping accounts, right? Because that way they can send more tailored offers. They can combine the data basically and send more tailored offers to through WhatsApp. That's one reason. But the other reason is basically has to do with that WhatsApp is actually a very good way to collect data. And over time you can collect more data with your customers, and then you can build very nice profiles and have better targeting in the end. Maybe first a question to the audience, because I think this is very interesting. What percentage do you think of the people who end up in this flow, what percentage give their email address? Give me a number. And loud, because I don't, it's quite noisy in here. 30, I have 30. 50, okay. I didn't quite hear that actually. But The number actually is 80%. 80% is really, for me, when I heard this, it's mind-boggling, because when we look at cookies, right, and what is their acceptance rate, I think is anywhere between 30 and 50%, and those are cookies. These are email addresses, right? So it's quite amazing, but I think it highlights a point that should be highlighted, that is not highlighted often enough in WhatsApp, because mostly people just talk about open rates and conversion rates, which obviously are very important, right? But WhatsApp is also a very powerful tool to collect data. And it turns out that if the question is relevant, right, and it's easy to give, and there's value in it, then people are willing to share. Yes, so that's an interesting point. Now let's get to what is my favorite discipline in marketing, the actual messaging. And here we're seeing some campaigns from Xi'an. As you can see, they are really like to combine their messages with seasonal events, right? So Black Friday is something that probably everybody in this room can relate to, right? And with WhatsApp marketing, you can be ahead of competitors that have not adopted it yet, and you know that are still drowning in overcrowded email inboxes, and you can really make your offer stand out. Then Userlike is from Cologne, so we really like the 11.11 offer there at the end. We're not sure why they call it Fasching and not Carnival, but it's cool, it's a nice offer. So yeah, you can see here that you can also see that they know that their customer base, their audience is quite price sensitive, right? And that's why they always connect a benefit, a discount to their offers. They respond well on that. So that's how it looked from a consumer perspective. Now let's step into the shoes of a marketeer and log into Userlike, and this is the interface that you see. So in general, WhatsApp makes it quite simple. They make it quite easy. And that's also what we want to reflect in our solution. So you don't need much to get started. So you can set up a nice header, you can set up a nice text. There are some placeholders you can use, like there's a placeholder for personalization, right? I mean, we all know it's automated. Always feels good, however, to receive a message that's tailored to you. Another thing that is, of course, very important is tracking. So being able to actually measure the impact from your campaigns. And WhatsApp makes it quite easy to do. There are basically two ways, and we recommend businesses to use both of them. So the first one is through a discount code, a unique WhatsApp discount code. And the second is through a UTM parameter link. So the unique thing about Xi'an and Witt's target group in general is that they're the baby boomer generation, and many of them prefer to not buy on a mobile device. They prefer to buy from a desktop device. And it's another one of those points where I actually feel quite much like a boomer myself, because that's also how I prefer to do it. The thing is that if you would only track it with UTM links, then you would not, it would not show the total value of your campaigns. That's why it's good to have the combination together with a coupon code. And now that we're on the topic of tracking anyways, let's jump ahead at, okay, what are actually the results, right? What did they achieve? And I already gave a preview there. I'm just getting back to it now. But I want to linger a bit on the 80% open rate, just to stress how amazing that is compared to around about 20% or 25% for really like top performing email newsletters. But I also want to say that that number is actually probably a bit on the low end. And the reason for that is that to track this, WhatsApp is using the blue checkmark system, right? But quite a substantial number of people have in their privacy settings enabled that the checkmarks, that you don't see that, right? That means that WhatsApp cannot track it. WhatsApp or Meta themselves, they don't share any data points on this. Okay, what percentage of the population actually has this? But if you rely on some third-party surveys, it's close to 20%. So it's very close to 100% open rate, which if you use WhatsApp also makes sense. Like for me, I cannot stand to have something unopened in there, right? So makes sense to me. Conversion rate is 2%, which is also 10x. Cost to revenue ratio is below 30%, so ranging between, depending a bit on the campaign, between 20 and 40%, which means it's profitable. It's a profitable channel for them. And here, just to drive home how it compares to email. So the one thing that you should keep in mind, though, is that these great KPIs, so the higher conversion rate and the higher open rates, they don't come for free. Because unlike email, which is almost for free except for your email provider, Meta charges for this. So they charge a certain amount per message sent out. What it means is that to make this channel work for you, you have to be much more intentional, and you have to focus more on quality over quantity. I think it's also because the average open rates in email are so low that it makes sense to send a higher frequency, right, just to stay top of mind. But of course, if your open rates are close to 100%, that's less relevant, right? And you have to do a bit of different calculation in it. Yeah. So, yeah, be very intentional with what you send out, and also targeted, which is something we get back to later. So actually, this is the story of Witt and WhatsApp so far. However, it's quite cool. What is quite cool is that Meta develops this area at quite a rapid pace, and it's expanding what you can do with WhatsApp business. And because of that, there are some features in there that Witt still wants to try, and I wanted to share them with you. So let's get started with the first one, is click to WhatsApp ads. So this goes back to the challenge of, okay, how do I get people subscribers, right? How do I get them to my list? And the cool thing about Meta is that it has a couple of great platforms together. And on Facebook and Instagram, you can run specific ads that when you click on them, they don't lead to a landing page or something like that. They trigger a WhatsApp conversation and a WhatsApp flow. Now, this is pretty cool to expand your subscribers, and this is something that actually works. As we see here from another customer of ours, Salamander, they use that to really boost their subscriptions. I think also a good way to think about it, why it's possibly can be very powerful, is like, I guess we all know these marketing funnels, right? Where you have awareness, you have interest, desire, action. And normally it's very uncommon for somebody who's doom scrolling through their Facebook account to see an ad, click it, and right away convert, right? So normally what happens is that you have to keep on targeting them. You have to keep going after them. And the thing with this is that, okay, you basically send them to a conversation, right? And then you can have an exchange, automated or with a human behind it. And you can actually drive them through a conversation to the different phases of, okay, awareness, interest, desire, action. So it can be a much more profitable way to do your ads, to run your ads. So that's a cool one. WhatsApp flows. So these are basically automated, guided conversation sequences. So what I've showed you so far is really a basic, what I showed you earlier was really like a basic email campaign, so to say, but then on WhatsApp. But the cool thing about WhatsApp is, of course, is that it's very interactive, right? So you can use different elements like dynamic menus, auto replies, quick replies to really set up a sort of mini customer journey within WhatsApp. And that can be cool for use cases like onboarding, like showcasing your products, or support use cases and others. So there's really a lot you can do with that. Then finally, segmentation, and this point is especially important because of the higher costs, right? So it's important that you can really target your audience on the right way. And luckily, WhatsApp offers good segmentation options, quite flexible as well. They're based mostly on labels, so one customer can be in different groups on the receiving end for different type of relevant campaigns, right? So just some ideas to share. I mean, you could set up a campaigns for your VIP customers, if you have them in that sense, and notify them ahead of time of special deals, special offers. Maybe you have a base that's less active or gone inactive, and you can send them a specific offer to get them back, right? Or maybe you have a base of frequent buyers, right? And they want to be updated on the latest offerings, the latest additions to your product offerings. So there's really a lot of things you can do there with the segmentation, and really make make every message count. Yes, then finally, and this is, I think, quite interesting because it shows, I think, a bit where Meta wants to take WhatsApp. right? And I don't know whether you are familiar with WeChat in China, which is like the WhatsApp counterpart there, and it's like the one-stop shop, one-stop app, so to say, for everything. And I think this feature, which is WhatsApp catalog, that allows you to put your products, to actually upload your products, and also allows your customers to buy from you straight in WhatsApp. It kind of shows that this is where Meta wants to go with WhatsApp in the long run. So there is, as you can see, I think it's a fast-moving field. It's exciting. There are a lot of options available. With all those features I've showed you, I do want to drive home again the point that we see it makes most sense to start off simple, right? And start off small, make your learnings, and then roll out. Basically as Witt and Xian did. They are very happy. It's a channel that works for them. So now they are planning to roll it out to all of their other brands. So that's really great news. And if this has sparked your interest, we have a little offer for you right here. I think in general, so this is for us a new product. So I think that we have a pretty good value ratio anyways, because we want to meet the market. But if you want to use it, abuse it, please go ahead. And then I want to just end up with some final words, because I think one thing that also talking with people here at the event, like one thing that is clear is that e-commerce is not the same as it was a few years ago, basically, right? So the competition is on a very different level, and it's getting each year harder to stand out. And what I think is the top question on many people's mind is, okay, how can we stay top of mind for our customers, right? And I think that we believe, and when I talk with most people about it, they also think so, that customer relationships, right? And owning your customer relationships is always a key, crucial part of such a strategy, or should be a key, crucial part of such a strategy. And we believe at Userlike in WhatsApp that can play a very key role in owning those customer relationships. That's why we made quite a big bet in our product development also on this. If you are also feeling like, okay, I would also like to take a bet, then we would be very happy to talk more with you on our booth. And with that, I would like to thank you and move to the questions.
Hello, my name is Tobias from Wilding Shoes. First of all, we also do WhatsApp marketing. I confirm the open rates. We have to double the conversion rate in our case. Mm-hmm. So it helped a lot. Nice. I have a question regarding RCS and development of Meta. Since we are a really diverse company, we look a little bit worried about the latest steps of beta. So I wanted to ask, what do you think about RCS and the opportunities about it?
It's a good question, especially related to the recent developments of Meta. So RCS is for us something that we're definitely looking into. We have not explored it very deeply. I mean, related to the whole Meta topic, what I think is that currently we are in stormy weather, and we've been in stormy weather before. And normally what happens is that at some point the water calms down, and the network effects of this channel are just so strong that nobody is going to step away from it, and no legislation or politics will be able to influence it, is my prediction. But that's what I think about that topic. Yeah.
Happy with the answer? Next question, please.
And good point about the conversion rates, actually. I mean, I think that probably Xian could raise it higher because they don't make enough use of the segmentation yet. So probably that's what makes a difference, I think.
Yeah, we have another question here.
Hey, Pascal, I'm Sebastian. Thanks for having you here. Content-wise, would you say that other style of content is working as well with WhatsApp communications? For example, I'm owning a brand that is very scientific, and I like to educate via email. Do you think that would work as well, not just promotions?
Good case. I guess it depends. So the advantage really and why it works is, I think, because it's short and sweet, right? So I think you can probably do that also in an educational way, an interactive way through your campaigns, probably. But I would assume that probably you need a different because email allows more for long format, right? So I think you would probably need to tweak it, and but I think it makes sense to play around with it. I don't have experience we don't have experience with it ourselves from our customer base, this use case.
So bottom line, it's much more promotional, the content that you send. Or is there anything else aside from, you know, an educative or promotional purpose?
No, I think that you could do that. So you don't have to make it promotional, but of course there are costs involved, right? So the question is, okay, what does it? Do you want to see a bottom line in the end? And you have to make the calculation yourself. Yeah, but I do think it in general allows for a very wide range of applications. Yeah.
Thank you very much. This is a present science and educational content I'm a big fan of. So my objective criteria for giving away presents. Yeah, thank you very much. Next questions.
Thank you. Can you send videos too?
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Videos are great. Yeah, they play in the app, everything. It's very nice.
Yes.
Hi, thanks. Can you tell me how the unsubscribe rate is?
The unsubscribe rate? That is a very good question. Actually, I don't have the answer to that, but I would imagine that it's much higher than email, right? Because I think the tolerance for receiving these promotional messages will, of course, be lower than with email. So if you're not on point, right, it's very easy to just say, okay, unsubscribe. So that's why it's important to be on point and to have less quantity and more quality in there. So I think you have to also don't think, okay, I'm going to put my whole email list, so the thousands of subscribers that I have, going to put them in WhatsApp. That's not going to be the case. Maybe it's going to be 20%, you know, maybe it's going to be 10%, maybe 30%, but it depends. It's going to be very good subscribers, and yeah, so like that.
Thank you very much. I saw you smiling. Do you have knowledgeable? I was interpreting it as knowledge. Do you have data you want to share, or no? No. Yes.
Well, we have a unsubscribe rate of 0 point something, so there is mainly no one leaving. We have more problems regarding like unregistered phone numbers or something, so they like run into empty accounts or something. But the unsubscription rate is nearly 0. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Thank you very much for sharing.
I have to talk with that guy afterwards. How to get those?
I will give you a present as well for sharing insights spontaneously. Is there one last question?
Hi, can I ask how much Meta charges for one message? Does it depend on, you know, the style of the message? Or?
Yes, depends on the type of message. But when you talk about these marketing messages, it's 13 cents per message, roundabout. Am I correct there, Tamina? 11. Sorry, it depends per country. But okay, it's 11 cents for Germany, at least, which is quite on the high end compared to other countries. So we actually have also a lot from Austria, and there I believe it's 4 cents. Wow, crazy. So it depends. I don't know why they are punishing Germany, but it depends basically. Yeah. But you can find all the prices. It's very public from Meta that you can check.